Hi Sagittarius, it's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with a reading. Today we have a tarot reading for you guys. Yes, we do. Let's get into it, and we're using the Zen deck. I don't know if they call it that, but it is about, it's about I Ching, the wisdom, the Chinese wisdom, yeah. I think there's a little bit more than just Chinese in there. I feel like there is, but yeah, the wisdom, and this is based on the way, right? So, which is, I believe, I don't know if it's called Zen, but I forget the name. It's eluding me for a minute. But this is about the way. In other words, the best way to live, to be happy, emotional, abundant, emotionally sound, abundant, all that kind of stuff. And let's see that. So let's see what we have. That is the most important thing, right? Yeah, to be at peace. And emotionally feeling well. It really does, because from there you can create abundance, or live your life in a great way, right? We have walk without feet, and we have the being card, and we have the world as a stage. So walk without feet is kind of an interesting card. These really don't read in the reverse, so I'm going to flip it. Yeah, these don't, but walk without feet means, just do it. Have some courage and do it. You don't need any feet, just fly then, right? So in the reverse, maybe somebody doesn't have a lot of courage. It's a possibility here, but Mars moves into Virgo, and that is courage, right? For depending on your house, what house what house that is for you, Virgo, but could be a lot of courage to go get the job you want. It's just going to depend, as I said, as to, Virgo, what house that is for you. But it is about courage, Mars. So, somebody's going to get their courage here, I believe. Maybe right now they're feeling a little stifled, possibly being. And being just means living and finding the significance in living as just in the art of living, right? It's you don't have to have everything perfect or be rich, or just being, enjoying yourself and appreciating life. That's what that's about. The world is a stage. Somebody may want to talk to you here because, the stage talks about a presentation, right? This is where somebody is performing. What I mean by this is a world event. Maybe not a world event for you, but some type of life-changing event. It looks like that will bring some type of stability, because it's a number 4. It's 13. So, the world is a stage. Let's have a look at that card, because it's very deep. Let's have a brief look at it. And here it is. The world is a stage. Just turned off the page. Here it is. And this is, life is only a great comedy, and you are a mere actor. Become aware of this, and you will no longer have the problem of wanting to be something else in your life. This is kind of, this means kind of that you don't really have full control over life, and it's kind of an illusion. And, that's what a lot of gurus will say, right? That life is really an illusion, and that we're all in a simulation. Yeah. And so, yeah, this is about somebody who wants something in their life, and they're a little bit afraid. Remember, the walk without feet was reversed. Yeah. All right. And they are happy with something, with this being card. Just existing. Yeah, if you feel like you are an actor, and then it says, in a play, all the roles are identical. If you feel you are an actor, you will not pose yourself the problem of whether you like your role or not. This is kind of somebody who picked something in their life, and they realize they didn't even want it. They realize that being is the most important thing, just existing. And somebody might have wanted something. Maybe it's greed here, but it doesn't have to be. And they were a little greedy. Or the grass was greener in their eyes, Sagittarius, but it wasn't. When they went over there, the grass was all burned and dried, and right. And then they said, "Don't you dare water it." And so, so there we have that, right? But yeah. Let's see what these cards have to say. And these are, this will define the emotions that are going on up here. More of them, right? Or more precisely, I should say, because these are all about feelings. This deck here, and bottom of the deck here, she who instigates. This is somebody who wants something new. Regina. Yeah. So leadership, provocation, and power. Regina means the king, regal, right? Anything. Ray is the king. Reina is the queen. Reigns, let me take the reins. Let me be in control. So this is about taking control, right? She who instigates. So somebody wants something, and I feel like they want most likely a new beginning with you, Sagittarius. We have she who grants wishes, and her name is Eyeless, I guess. They got her kind of funny here, with all this kind of white makeup, kind of like a clown. But, and this is wish, desires, and hope. She who grants wishes. So, yeah, and your wish is going to come true here, it looks like. Or this person wants to grant you your wish. Yeah, that's what this reading's about. In other words, you wanted this wish with them, Sagittarius, and now I feel like they left because they thought the grass was greener, right? Yeah, the grass is never greener. If you're Sag, right? Or if you want to be with a Sag. I'm just kidding, right? I'm playing here, but but this is wish, desires, and hope. They're going to grant you your wish. In other words, you wanted them, I believe, but they thought the grass was going to be greener somewhere else, and it wasn't, right? And we also have she who persists. This is Jocelyn. I don't know if this is a Russian type of hat. I think it is, that they used to wear, kind of this headdress, that they used to wear back in the day. But here's a beautiful girl here, Jocelyn. And so this is about your perspective. It's also about defiance. It's about somebody who's going to do something no matter what. No matter what. They're like, step aside, I'm going to do this. If somebody tells them not to, they're like, move out of the way, or I'll push you out of the way, right? Persistent, perspective, and defiant. And yeah, and then lastly, let's get one more card. And we have the card of she who guides, the new path, guide, and renewal. Yeah, this is Maputla. That's her name. And so, these are all supposed to be beautiful women here. But except her, right? She got way too much makeup on. But she's supposed to look like that. She's kind of supposed to look like this kind of mime, sort of, right? Is that what they call them? But this is about somebody who wants a new path with you. And as I said, they thought the grass was greener on the other side. Wow. And they're going to be persistent, Sagittarius, right? They could be a little afraid here. And when we say, with this walk without feet reversed, when we say persistent, they could just let you go. Like the grass is greener and, bon voyage, right? Have a good journey. See ya. See ya. See ya. I mean, it could have been like that. And now they are offering you a renewal. And something's beautiful. They want to grant you your wish. So, they want to give you what you want, Sagittarius. You could have told them, my wish is to be with you. Right? Nothing wrong with that I know about, right? And the bottom of the deck is the mirror with this deck here. We have the Wildwood Tarot, and this is a very intense deck written by a couple of geniuses. What's their name? Mark Ryan and John Matthews. Yeah, for sure, right? Because it's very involved. And the mirror is like the moon, but she's holding up the moon, and she has the mirror in her hand. Wow. And so this is a major arcana. Let's have a look at that card because I don't know this deck really well. I don't, but it's so cool that I wanted to use it. Let's look at that. And that is, I think it's a Hangman, the number 12, the mirror, the Lady of the Lake. All right. The inner journey. See, this is about the inner journey. Somebody has been on an inner journey. This is the crane bag of secrets. You might have been a secret. Goddess of sexual energy and healing. Yeah, the fates. This is fated. It is mermaids. The dark woman of knowledge. In other words, when you find something out that you're like, oh God, I feel like somebody realized they loved you. And they were not either in a position to be with you or it was difficult for them to accept it, or which sounds funny, but or because they were not far away or not with you, or they were mean to you, something like that. So accepting that was like, wow, I feel like somebody screwed something up in this reading. I feel like they did. But let's see what we have, and we'll get started right here. For Sagittarius, please, if you want to get a psychic reading, they're accurate. You guys, I don't mean to be such an arrogant, right? But I always check for accuracies. And yeah, and they're lots of fun. I have different formatting. You do a video call with me, lots of fun, where you get to really pull the cards as well. If if you get the combo where you get a tarot reading. The tarot reading happens after the psychic reading. I'm not calling a tarot reading a psychic reading. I don't believe that's a psychic reading, in my opinion. No. So the tarot reading is done after. If you need to find out, understand somebody, get a psychic reading for sure. I can read their energy, yeah. And Mystic Sense is a free 5-minute psychic reading. And also, if you need just your own guidance about your own, situation, I'm also a life coach, right? So I can read your energy and kind of, help you with that. And yeah, I do past life readings, and those are super powerful. If you want to feel more powerful in this life, you get a past life reading, which helps you realize something very profound about a past life. And you're choosing the past life. I'm guiding you, but I am not choosing it. So let's see what we got. We start with the bear. And this is a Queen of Pentacles, and she's pretty ferocious, right? We have the Six of Wands, and they're called bows here, but this is abundance. And that is in the challenge here. And we have struggle. Why it's all happening is struggle. I said somebody had a hard time here with something. Once they revealed something about themselves and about you, they said, oh shit, yeah, why didn't I know that before? Don't be a big dummy. No, they didn't say that, but it's sometimes not nice to have self-talk like that, but sometimes we can get mad at ourselves if we didn't see something. We go, gee, what were you doing, right? You have your eyes closed, blinders on, handcuffs, you couldn't use your hands, and your feet were tied up because you clearly you didn't know what you were doing, right? Anyway, especially the blinders. So somebody's struggling here. It may be an earth sign, it could be, and she's trying to protect herself, this bear here. The Queen of Pentacles. And in the past is the Ace of Wands, the spark of life. I feel like this person felt the spark of life about you. This is a passionate new opportunity. It's really living because it's called the spark of life. Like something that is passionate and, right, and inspiring. That's what the wands are about. And how this person sees themselves is the hawk, and that is the Knight of Arrows. The hawk is always being... He's a kind of an aggressive bird. I feel like he goes after other birds to eat them. Yeah, I feel like he does, the hawk. So I feel like he circles in the sky, and, I may not be, precise here, but I feel like he circles in the sky, and he is looking for prey. I'm not really sure, right? And you bird kind of aficionados, you can let me know, because birds are highly interesting. Yes, they are. Now, let's get a card, though. Let's see what this bear, the Queen of Pentacles, let's see what it has to say about her, right? Yeah, let's see. And here is the Queen. And here it is. Approaching midwinter. Okay, that just has to do with something else, really. But power and generosity. A demanding individual. Wow. Confidence, frankness, assurance, prosperity. These are possibilities. It doesn't have to be somebody demanding. It could have been, because they look like they were calling the shots, right? And you know how that is when somebody acts like they're completely in control of a relationship. You go, I thought there were two people here, right? But this person might have been very confident, maybe cocky too, because I feel like they learned a hard lesson here. Yeah, maybe somebody with money as well, right? Loyalty and conservation, steadfastness, robust health, and determination. This person's coming determined and devoted. I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah, wow. Yeah, loyal. But this person wasn't loyal before. Right, Sagittarius? Yeah, that's why you struggled here. They have abundance in the challenge. I mean, this could be you, Sagittarius, right? Abundance is in the challenge. You know, maybe they went for money. Somebody could have went for money in this reading. And you come to find out that money does not bring happiness. Yeah, it just brings comfort. Find it like, comfort, physical comfort. That's it. In fact, you got more to worry about in a way, right? You got to take care of more things and you're paying higher taxes and all this kind of stuff, right? Yeah, especially if you live in California. Yeah. So let's look at that. Let's get a card on the abundance card that sits in the challenge. Let's see what we got for Sagittarius. We have the green woman. This is the Empress, the number 3. So she's, she has her big cauldron here, and she's making things that, make people healthy and, create abundance. That's what her cauldron is about. The Empress, let's look at the green woman. There she is. And she's not green with envy, though. No, she's not. We don't deal with jealousy over here. Yeah, I just had to let somebody go who was like jealous. I don't know if that person could tell, but I was like, yeah, this is how somebody jealous behaves, right? So, yeah, and this is the womb of nature, the flower bride, Maid Marian, all these women who were so important and all about abundance and fertility, mistress of the animals, the wild woman, the universal mother, Isis, who was the Egyptian princess, I believe, or queen maybe, and this is Guinevere. So let's look at, this is about things that appear at a time of rich nurturing and protection, of learning and initiation, when loving and fertile relationships, because this is ruled by Venus, right? The Empress. So that's why we talk about loving and fertile, when loving and fertile relationships, both human and universal, abound. Yeah. And the green woman, the Empress, mediates the sacred sovereignty, like the power kind of the earth's soul, and can show the path to understanding and communion with nature. Somebody understands something here about fertility, about abundance, about what true abundance is. Yes, not money. I mean, that helps. It's great. It's not saying that, they want you to be broke, Sagittarius. We're not going there. That we don't mean that at all. I feel like you guys follow me in this reading, right? Yeah. All right. So the Knight of Arrows, who is the hawk, let's see what he's doing here. His face is, not real pretty, but his body is pretty, right? And, animals they're beautiful by nature, even if they're ugly. Even the crocodile is beautiful. Yeah. I told my 3-year-old granddaughter when we were at the zoo, I said, I'm going to bring home a hippopotamus and put him in the yard. She goes, me too. I feel like she meant it for a quick, right? She's a little girl. So let's see, the Knight of Arrows, the hawk. The Knight of Arrows is a champion who rides to defend and uphold beliefs for himself and on behalf of others. Yeah, so this is about somebody who's going to come fight for what they want, what they believe in, but it's also about somebody who can hold a grudge. Very interesting. Yeah, they can. This is about confidence. It is valor, or valor, rather. They have it spelled the French way, which is probably the original spelling, really. But heroism, clear-sightedness, that's right. So somebody knows what they want, the hawk, right? Remember I said he circles. He knows he's going after what he's going after up in the sky. He does. This person is coming here very determined, Sagittarius. We heard that about the bear as well. Very determined. They know what they want, and they're coming to be good to you and to grant you the wish that you wanted. So I don't know what you told them. Marry me, buy me a house, bring me a ring. I don't know what you said, all right, Sagittarius. I wasn't there, right? But there's some type of wish that they want to grant you here. And we have the 5 of bows, and this is the 5 of wands. In this deck, it's empowerment. So, this sits in the near future. It can sit anywhere, really, in this reading. It's just describing this person's behavior at the time, their demeanor during this reading, right? Here's the Kingfisher, and he is the king of arrows. He is the king of swords, really, but, they don't have swords here. These are animals, right? This is about the forest. And this is intelligence, strength, watchfulness, counseling in the ability to know true from false. This person realized what was true to them. That's what I was trying to say earlier, kind of up here when we started. All right, insecurities in the environment. So here they are. It's a confident person who's feeling insecure. It's because they did something in the past, or they ignored you, or just, I don't know, just shined you on, Sagittarius. Is that too old of an expression? Yeah, like ignored you. Yeah, I remember that expression, right? Yeah. And so insecurity, here they are, and this is like the 5 of Swords, it is. And in their hopes and fears is the 3 of Arrows, like the 3 of Swords. This is jealousy. Now, I don't think that, maybe they're, feeling that you will be like, I don't know, holding some type of jealousy or grudge or something. This hawk can talk about a grudge, but maybe they are seeing themselves as you holding a grudge against them. That could be the case. There could have been a third party in this reading too. The 3 of Swords can always imply that, right? We don't know if that's the case. We weren't there with a camera on, you guys, Sagittarius. No. But I feel like this person, they could have tried to make you jealous as well. And they could be hoping there's nobody in your life right now with you. So, they could be worried about their own, because this sits in the hopes and fears, worried about their own jealousy. Yeah. Yeah, most people can be a little jealous, right? I just don't like when other females are jealous. No, let's move this camera back. I don't really like jealous men either, or, partners for that matter. But I'm talking about friends and, female friends who can be jealous. And you're like, dude, go do your life then. Quit crying. Go get what you want. Don't like hold it against somebody else who is doing what they want to do, right? 5 of Swords, frustration. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, this person, they're probably frustrated. They could have tried to make you jealous too, Sagittarius. I mean, that's a possibility. That's unclear here, of course, right? That's for a personal reading. But in the potential outcome, we have the Page of Vessels. Yeah, and this is the Page of Cups. The otter. Here he is. He's real cute. Otter. Yeah, the little otter. He's not that small. No, and we have it with instruction, the 10 of Swords. Yeah, I feel like this person is coming to follow your instructions in some way. Remember, they're going to grant you a wish. They're going to say, whatever you want, I'll do. There's some type of redemption in this reading, like, I'll do whatever you want, I'm sorry. That's what goes on in this reading, I'm pretty sure. Let's look at the Page of Otter. Is that what his name? Page of Vessels. No, the otter. Let's look at him. He's the Page of Cups, bringing you a lesson. I mean, not a lesson, Sagittarius. Bringing you messages. Yeah, loyalty, devotion, study, willingness to serve. You see, that's what I've been saying. This person is ready to serve. They really are. See, it's right next to the instruction card. So Sagittarius, they might want, I mean, I don't know if they're going to kiss your butt or anything like that, but yeah, it's a possibility, right? Especially if you pull down your panties, right? Just kidding, right? But I feel like this person wants to do what you want. I'm going to end this reading, guys. Yeah, it's getting pretty hot in here. And yeah, I'm going to go outside right now. Thanks so much for joining me. If you want to get a reading with me, they're lots of fun and a lot of cool readings. Check out the description box below. And yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. It does help me to keep these videos coming if you're enjoying them, and hit the little bell if you'd like to be notified of my uploads. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me here. You guys rock.